Morning, YouTube. Well, there's a lot more work involved to these machines when your appliance guy wants parts. You can't be so nasty to these things. Put it that way. Nothing to do with the wiring, as long as I unplug them from the circuit boards. You know? And understand now why appliance guys charge so much for repairing stuff. It's crazy. This is a front load washing machine, very heavy. I got to get this rubber thingy off yet for him. I never knew how to get them off before. I do now, sort of. I won't lie, there is a trick to it. Who do you run off to? Huh? He wants the computer boards. For some reason this one wasn't even attached, it was laying there. But he wants these things. So it's my job to kind of get it out of there in pretty decent shape for him. Not all beaten up, you know. There's that one. There's a door back there. Yep. There's sneaky little doors everywhere, you know, on these things. Ow. Oh, bugger. Well, I found with a tiny screwdriver you can get most of these clips to let go. They all have a little thingy on them. Get them intact. What I'm trying to do is not, I don't care about the wire, I care about it's the connection, because if he's got to plug it into another machine, come on, he needs to be able to get it undone. He needs to be able to stay connected. There, see, that's what he wants. He wants the control panel. I guess he calls this a computer. I didn't open that one up, I opened this one up. So little doors on these things. So I've been filling a bucket up for him. And some other stuff. That fan that was dropped off yesterday was no good, man. It was so seized up, there was no oil going to lubricate that thing. Now, there's two thingies that hold this rubber on. This one here holds it to the door. It goes right around this little edge here. Right in here. I think, or it was here. Yeah, right in there. It goes around, and that's what holds it to the door opening. He doesn't need these because he's got hundreds of those. So. And I ordered my bin for Friday. I got a roll-off coming on Friday, so hopefully. Okay, so computer, I still got to finish that yet. That's right. It's a little screw right there. I don't know how well you can see that. Can you see what I'm pointing at? Here, I'll bring you a little closer. There's a screw right here that I have to undo. put it in a funny spot. You think they would have put it in a better spot than that, where you could access it. There's two clamps. One holds it to the drum, one holds it to the door. I gotta put this away before it drops inside the bin. What do I got to? I got a little trick up my sleeve. And then you guys are the right ones. Put you on. Where are you? One of those 90 Dewey thingies. Okay. Yeah, they're very handy, believe it or not. It's a magnet that holds these bits in. It comes with a bit that just that much of the tip shows through. And I thought, well, that's really cheap of you, DeWalt. Yes, I will say that name. Because they're the ones who made it, right? Got their name written all over it, so. Oh, we gotta get this guy out of there yet. Gently, gently. Don't rip anything. Okay. Here's the other band. It's a great big hose clamp. That's all it is. I'll hang on to that one for them just in case. I don't know how often you break those when you put them on too tight. Now, I still got to try and get this off without ripping it. Oh, that was easy. Well, there's no rips in you. It's a little dirty, but he washes them out, so. Apparently these are quite expensive to replace in your front load machines. Anyways, there it is. A rubber bladder for him. I really don't like that because those things are probably easy to rip, or maybe not that hard to rip, but it might rip on me, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Okay, I see a little motor I gotta yank off yet. I don't know what it controls. Just a little guy. We will have copper in them, so we will take them. Look at that. It's like a turntable motor, same idea. It's got a little circuit board on them. We'll throw that in the bucket there. And that goes in my bucket. So next is there. Now I can take all the rest of the wires out because those wires belong to the pump. I'm getting to learn how the anatomy of these machines are, and I know definitely now I would never buy one. I'll stick with the kind I bought from my wife there. It's the top loaders, full-size machine. These seem like they're too much of a headache. But some people love them. They would never go back, they said. I've talked to a few people that own them, and oh, well, yeah, we'll never ever change. Well, that's your choice, right? We'll deal with this wire in a minute. Just gotta get that pump out of there. Now, what's holding you in place? One screw. Other than the two hoses that are attached to it. Let me get the hoses off first. If I can. Nice of it to turn a little bit. Okay, the one hose, got ice in it, so they have been frozen. And there's the other one. Sorry if I'm in your way. we have a, we're going to give a shout out to him. He doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers and he's been plugging away at it. He's a appliance flipper. What do I need? His channel name is Carmack1, all capital letters with the number 1. He's also in Ontario. Look him up, check him out, see if it's something you like to watch. He's not really a scrapper, he's a appliance flipper. There. Is there a motor? Oh, the motor's in my hand. That's what he wants. He wants the pump. So there it is. I see copper in there. Do you see copper in there? I see copper in there. Yeah, I'd like to keep it, but it just fell. Nice. So anyways, that's for him. Also, I can cut the wires off because he can unclip it. I don't know how that little boot opens up, and I'm not going to pry on it. It plugs in at the bottom there. You see what I mean? I don't know if you see it. The bucket's getting full. I'm going to have to start another bucket. So now I got to flip this back up. So I can take the front cover off, or the back cover. So bear with me. I'm going to move you back here. I got to stand this back up. Don't want it going stupid. So I want to be able to put the front cover back on. Now, where are you? Oh, you were right there. Okay. That's where you was. Look at the water draining out of it now. Now, we're up here somehow. What's going on here? Is that screw always there? Oh, yeah, it was. I'm going to line something else up first. This guy. Yeah, I'm only putting it back together. I don't have to, but I'm doing it for my sake. Because it makes it easier to move the machine around when it's not so wobbly, because it's all in pieces, you know. So that's what I'm doing it just for my sake. When you take the outer shell off a washing machine, they're so darn flimsy. You know, and they don't want to respond properly. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Stay. I gotta get my finger out of there. There we go. One's better than none, right? These are socket and torque. Okay, why are you? Oh, Voila. Okay. I need to lean you again. Can I use you for a second? Maybe. There. Use what you got, right? Just trying to make it less flimsy, that's all. Yeah, the first machine I took apart, the boot was no good. Oh, give me my bit back. Whoever owned it at one time, the boot had a rip in it, so they put a couple band-aids on it. I'm thinking that's not going to work properly, but whatever. Okay, I forget how you went on. I know you screwed on the bottom, but you don't have to go on, so we'll leave you alone. Okay? Now I gotta flip it over. I can get the motor out of it. I want the motor. He doesn't want the motor, so. Yeah. Hang on. Just moving you around. Yeah, this is going to be a longer video than I had planned, but I don't think you guys seem to mind too much, so. Okay, let's go a little faster here. Show you the goodies from the back side. Yes, I will put the back cover back on. Like I said, it does support it. I put out a video this morning there, early birdie. It was actually a continuation saga from yesterday. Today is Tuesday, it was Monday when I got this nice load of appliances from my appliance guy, and then I got that phone call to get wood. So yeah, my youngest helped me out, and we went right away and got the firewood. And I did a second one showing you the firewood, so. Voila. Yeah. Likes to keep the belts too, but well, that belt don't look too bad. You look in the back side here, eh? You roll it, see if there's any cracks. There's no cracks, so the belt can still be good. I don't know how many 100 belts he wants, but hey. So I'm going to take him off, which is the flywheel. Hopefully you can see that all right. But to get him off, I need him out of the way. I don't have a socket in the garage big enough for this nut. I'm the only biggest nut that should be in this garage. I'll pull this guy out of the way. I want to get him off. Then I want to get him off. There's a little bit of wiring left here. For some reason the drum is grounded this way. They ran the wire right to underneath here. It's a double wire. You gotta cover the butts, right? Make sure you don't get electrocuted or whatever. Because you're playing with wire, right? Yeah, the wire's so tiny, I ain't gonna try and strip it. happen. Okay, there's a couple of clips. Oh, there's a nice brassy clip on there. I'll keep that. Yeah. In the brassy pocket you go. Woo. Where you stop, nobody know. Cut these little clips off the end here real quick. Oh, there's another brassy piece. Wire in the wire bucket. Like I said, it's too tiny to strip. Burning is not the answer. Okay, where are you? This is where I have to get this boy out. Okay, he's the right size already. Screwdriver to lock it in place. Because these are Loctited on. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these wrenches because a lot of people use them this way. That's not the right way. You pull on the big jaw that's solid. Because this one is the adjustable one, you know what I mean? You see the play in it? When you do it that way and you try to bust them off, all you're going to do is round them. Now that I have the nut loose, it doesn't really matter. But if you guys are familiar with these tools, yeah, it just pops off and it's a nice chunk of cast aluminum. And then I just put the big nut back on. Hey, it's all going for shred anyways, so. Doesn't have to be tight. Now I need to get this guy off. I can actually use, I'm going to use a socket on him. Socket and an extension. And I do believe it's a 1/2 inch nut. No, it's not. The other one's weird. This one might actually be metric. I use an imperial socket. It's not the exact size, but it was good enough to get the nut undone. The bolt, sorry. It's just a bolt, see? Self-tapping, see they put that Loctite shit on there. They don't want anything vibrating loose, right? If you gotta take something apart, my advice to you is never use Loctite because you're never gonna get it apart. That's all it is. One bolt holds them on. Look at that. Cast aluminum and kapah. And this one has a little motor on the end. Be copper in that motor too. And there you have it. This one is done. All the wires are off. Everything that needs to be off. So put this guy back together. That's not where you went. You were right there. There's little tabs on here. They line up in a hole. It's just like a little clip. Everything has its place. So anyways, that fan that was brought to me that I found outside my door here yesterday, I think I mentioned that on the channel, on the video. It had a nice copper motor in it, but it was well seized up. And again, I didn't put 4 in because the bolt that goes here is on this one. And I'll put them all, don't have to put all the screws in. But I'll put enough in to hold on to it. Just makes the machine more sturdy. You know what I mean? Take these things apart, especially the top loads. Those things become so scary, and I brought 2 of them home yesterday, which I'm not happy about, but now I get the parts right. The one, all it has in is a motor yet, and the motor's probably aluminum. One more in for good measure. On this side. There we go. Okay, I have to move you. I don't want to knock the camera down. Now you're a little closer to the stove. Just stand him back up. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And leaving the top off makes it easier to move these things around, because there's nothing to grip on these to flip them on your cart. So if you have the top off, you can actually grab stuff, you know what I mean? You can grab right here. It's easier to flip when the top's on, it's smooth, there's nothing to grab, there's nothing on these things, they're a real pain. If you get them like this, if you can do it, take the top off right away, there's 3 screws, boom, the top comes off. That's all it is, 3 on the back. But if you can't, this thing here that houses the fabric softener drawer, just pull it right out. That gives you a handle to try and pull it on your cart. Just little hints, you know. I'm learning as I'm going too, so I'm not saying I'm a pro at this by any means. It's just I do everything to try and save the old backside. That's why I love the trailer, because there's no way in hell I'm going to try and get these on the back of my pickup truck. Mine being 4-wheel drive sits 8 inches higher than a 2-wheel drive truck. Plus it's a heavy duty half-ton, so it's a little higher yet. So anything to help myself, right? You can put the lid back on if you want, but don't even bother. It makes it much more easier. You got something to grab. This is a sturdy piece of frame, and yeah, it's not like you're going to repair it. But anyways, there you have it. That's what I'm doing. I'm taking stuff apart and getting parts from my appliance guy. He's going to pay me for it too, so it's a win-win. I could have did it at his place, but hey, have you seen outside? No, it's not a lot of snow, but it's about 30. Actually, it was 27 degrees when I came out here, Fahrenheit, so that's -4°C. And it's very, very windy out. I'm having trouble keeping heat because this door radiates cold air, and that's the way the wind's blowing. See that? That's 18°C, or 15°C, sorry. That's what we have out here. Yeah. See, it's not melting, and it's very breezy. If you can see it or not, the trees are moving, and there's no leaves on them, so that would make it breezy. So that's why I'm thankful for the wood stove. 60-degree temperature, look, there's water, not ice on the floor. Anyways, I'm getting long-winded here. Like, subscribe, and share or not. This is almost a 29 half-hour video. It's going to take me a while to get it uploaded, but enjoy it, I hope. Oh, my finger went in the way. Like, subscribe, and share or not. Have an awesome day.